joined in Seoul by Charles Kim. He's head of Korean equities for Mirae Asset Management. Thanks for joining us, Charles. Where do we go from here?
Thank you. I think the recent North Korea-South Korea geopolitical issue can be summed up as just rhetoric. I think the options are limited for both sides. I do not believe there will be any military action. I think there are only two options. One is UN Security Council enacting additional ban on goods to North Korea, and second is the six-party talks, which North Korea refused to participate. And I think the big factor will be China and President Hu and how he sort of coaxes North Korea to come back to the table. From the investment point of view, I think Korean market is one of the cheapest market in Asia right now. For 2010, currently it's trading at 8.5 times PE with 1.1 times price to book. It's probably the second cheapest market after Pakistan. I think there's a lot of great value in Korea right now, so I would be taking a look at that very seriously.
Kim, it also, Charles, it gets actually even more, how can I say, of an investment opportunity in terms of valuations if the won continues to depreciate. And how much is that going to be part of your investment strategy?
I think the weak won is temporary. We've seen huge net foreign selling in Korea. For the month of May alone, we had over $5 billion of foreigners selling Korean equities. Obviously, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the Korean won. My view is that the longer-term trend is going to be stronger or appreciating Korean won. So if you are a foreign investor, I think that's a double return in terms of positive equity return as well as positive FX return.
And especially with what's been happening of late with the won too. If it moves to the upside now, of course, you do better. And do you also benefit, don't you, in Korea from having a very liquid market there?
Yes, Korea is probably one of the most liquid markets in Asia. Obviously, you know, when everyone's taking off risk, they will sell probably Korea first. And Samsung Electronics is probably one of the most indicative stocks with regard to foreign selling. And I think that's why we've seen recent weakness in the IT and auto sector in Korea. But my feeling is that once there's some stability in Europe and US, I think money will flow back into Korea, obviously because of the cheap valuation and strong EPS growth for this year and next. So I think some of these sold off stocks, especially in IT and auto sector, offers pretty good value right now.
Yeah, so we just had a look. You like Samsung, CNT, NHN. This is an internet company here as well, LG Electronics. You even like the banks. Why so?
I think for the banks, I think there's a few key catalysts. Recently, we've seen strong first quarter earnings, especially from Woody Bank. It's really surprised the street. Net interest margin is rising. Obviously, there's some risk to asset quality and provisioning, but overall, I think the provisioning level is adequate. And third is the key M&A play. There's going to be a lot of big M&A scenarios in Korea, whether it's Woody, Hana, Gungmin, or KEB. So I think the key M&A play is going to be the big catalyst for the future share price appreciation for some of these banks. And plus, the banks are trading all below 1 times book right now. So it's extremely cheap, in my view.
Charles, also in the mix, I mean, you don't like the construction side of things. That tells me that you're not really that confident about what's happening with the local economy.
Well, we've seen strong GDP growth in the first quarter. I think if you look at the leading indicators, I think the macro environment is going to moderate a bit. Obviously, the European issue is a big factor. But I think the biggest factor for Korea is China right now. 28% of Korean export goes to China. China is Korea's biggest export partner. So I think for most Korean export companies, the issues regarding tightening in China is a big factor for them. So if I'm looking at sort of slowdown in macro environment, I will not be looking at the construction sector, but looking for more a value plays with high earnings growth right now in Korea.
Charles, thank you very much indeed. Charles Kim there joining us from Seoul. He's from Mirae Asset Securities.